What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I am back 100%. My voice is back, and I'm all healed up, so I can continue on with the regular stream of content here. But anyways, we're gonna do a video that's kind of sad, kind of not, kind of a double-edged sword. Excuse the blade pun there. I am saying goodbye to my XM18 Harpoon Spanto in M390. This blade is going to be on its way to its new owner today, and I had to make room for a new blade coming in. And I just figured, actually, Ricky, if you've been watching my other videos, Ricky sometimes sits in on videos with me. He suggested I do kind of a farewell video for this knife, because this was pretty important to me. This is my 10th Hinderer, and I got this knife because it was the accumulation of everything that I wanted in a folding knife, and everything that I wanted from a Hinderer. The Hinderer being kind of like my favorite, my favorite higher end knife. I like mid-techs and I like customs, but there's something about the Hinderer that I'm drawn to, and maybe I jumped on the bandwagon at the time period when they were super expensive, and maybe they just had this kind of draw to them that they have to a lot of people, and it affected me in a way that was permanent, and I just ended up really liking them. But unfortunately, this one is going to be off to its new owner, and I just wanted to kind of pay homage to it because it's been so awesome. It really hasn't even been used. It's been carried, but it really has not been used. So the person who's getting it is pretty much getting a brand new knife. There's no scuffs or anything on it, and I've always been very careful with the hardware, so this could easily pass as a brand new knife. Great centering, great action, at least the way that I like it. You can see there that she's just a stunner. I don't know why I'm advertising this like I'm, trying to sell it to anybody who's watching, but this is already gone. Part of the reason why I got this is because I was a huge fan of the ergonomics of a Hinderer in general, but this one in particular, this notch up here that I've talked about before, M390/20CV/204P, those are my favorite steels. And I really enjoy flippers. I really enjoy titanium frame locks, and Hinderer's aesthetics in general are very interesting to me, and very pleasing. The way they do their hardware, the way that they, how the hand positioning is set up, just the general look of the knife is very, very pleasing to me. This was a great example of a Hinderer. The action came really great from the factory, and it has always come back together, centered up, no matter what type of adjustments I make to it, everything's always been perfect. And something else that I find interesting with this particular one is, I don't know if all the M390 blades are like this. Whoops, bad flip there. I don't know if all the M390 blades are like this, but this one actually has a strange, different type of stonewashing on it. If you are someone who's owned a Hinderer knife in the past, a stonewashed version of it, you'll know that generally the stonewashing yields deeper scratches. This one has a very, light stonewashing on it that matches more with the frame than the standard stonewashing. And you can go look up pictures right now of a stonewash, and you can see that there's actually a difference there. So I don't know if all the M390 Harpoon Spantos are like that, or all the Harpoon Spantos are like that in general, regardless of the steel you get, because I know some of them are offered in 20CV, which is the same thing. But it's interesting. And, a lot of you might be watching this and think, well, maybe it's a working finish. It's not a working finish. I've got the box and it shows stonewashing, and I've owned a working finish one before. It's very non-reflective, almost kind of a matte stonewash look. So this is an interesting blade, and it's very pretty. But as you can see there, this knife is perfect. There are no extra marks on it. The edge is perfect factory. I've never had to sharpen or strop it or anything like that. All the way around, this knife is just a stunner. And I've taken very good care of it, like I do a lot of my other knives. And I don't know. It's kind of sad because I bought this thinking I would never, ever get rid of it. And as a lot of knife guys know who've gotten into trading and buying and selling, that just doesn't always work out that way. At some point, you always find something that you want more. And I did. I found something that I wanted more. So I was never a fan of the orange G10 scale on this. Some people really like it. I'm not a big fan of it. I would have taken a different color, but if you've watched my other videos, you know that this has had a titanium scale on it for the longest time. So I didn't really care what color the scale was. But whoever bought it, I think was interested, maybe possibly for the scale as well. But it's perfect. This is a perfect example of a Hinderer. There's no rattles or anything like that. Everything lines up perfectly. Everything's just perfect on this one. So whoever ended up with this, the gentleman who ended up with it, is going to be really, really happy with it. But anyways, I do have something coming that I think a lot of people will be interested in, and it is going to be a direct replacement for this knife in terms of how I categorize it. Kind of my grail, I guess, kind of my pocket jewelry knife. It'll be a knife that I don't use very much and one that I carry around and just enjoy having. But there's always that thought there that in an extreme circumstance you might need to use it. And I enjoy Hinderers for that exact reason. Hinderer is not a knife that I would EDC and use all the time, even though they are specifically made for that. And I have EDC'd these before. But for me, the Mannix makes a lot more sense just in terms of, how it's designed and the cost and everything like that. So I don't know, but what I'm replacing this one with is in this exact same category to me. It's going to be babied. It's going to be meant to just be fun to have. And I know that a lot of users, who are going to watch this video are going to roll their eyes at that, but that's how I am. I've got my users and I've got my beaters. I'm actually carrying multiple knives today. I've got my, it's awkward with only one hand. I have my beater, I've got my EDC, and I've got kind of my pretty, my pocket jewelry. And I think these three knives represent those three categories very, very well. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make sure and do this knife justice and give it a proper goodbye. From me and goodbye from the channel as well. But I think people will really enjoy what it's going to be replaced with. I am super, super excited for it. I have wanted it since the moment that I saw it. And I finally decided to pull the trigger, and it's going to work out really, really well. So anyways, keep an eye out for that. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you are new to the channel and you're interested in what's coming, or you'd like to check out my other content, I do have lots of expensive and inexpensive knives that I either do or don't like that I've done reviews and overviews on. So check that stuff out. And if you enjoy all of that, then please subscribe to my channel. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.